Wittgenstein is anxious to insist in the investigations that language is indefinitely extendable and that there isn't any single thing that binds all uses of language together, that there isn't any single essence that runs through all of language. And indeed, for particular words, there needn't be any particular essence that marks the definition of that word. That he says words have a family resemblance of their uses. So that, I mean, he gives the example of game. He says, if you ask yourself, what is it that all games have in common? And he keeps insisting, don't think what they all have in common, but look and see if you can find anything. And then he says, if you consider board games, Olympic games, gambling games, games played with balls on fields and so on, what you find is that there isn't any single essence. There isn't any single thing that all games have in common. The strength of the words derives not from some underlying essence, but from the fact that there's a series of crisscrossing relationships, similarities, and he compares that to the way that the various members of a family resemble each other. And he calls this a family resemblance relation. Remember, he is militating against a very powerful philosophical tradition. He's militating first against the idea of his own, that words get their meanings by standing for objects, and then secondly, an even older tradition that says words get their meanings by being associated with ideas in the head. And he's militating against a tradition that says, and this goes back to Plato, that in order for a word to have a meaning, there must be some essence, there must be some essential trait that the word marks. So the interest of his remarks about language derives a lot from their revolutionary or radical attack on a pre-existing tradition.